Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. It's amazing how we remain upbeat, we remain motivated, we remain up for it despite the tragic form that Chelsea have been on in recent times. Tomorrow, Chelsea Southampton, this is the preview for this game. Surely this is the one win we pick up every month, right? You know, we've won, what is it now? 2 in 14, 3 in 16, 4 in 20. So I'm guessing, that's on average one game every month, right? That we win. Surely this game against Southampton is going to be that one win. Honestly, look, realistically, we should win this game. I want to say I'm not worried, but there is a part of me that's thinking, nah, but what if? We'll get into all of it very shortly. Before we do, make sure you're here tomorrow after the game. I will be dropping my review for you guys after it's all said and done. So make sure you guys are here for that. Subscribe if you are new. And social media links are in the description. Twitter and Instagram are there. And on Twitter, I was mentioning about Andres Santos and his whole work permit. So many journalists talking about work permit rejected, work permit rejected. Even Fabrizio Romano come out and said that the work permit is rejected by the Premier League, which is weird because the Premier League don't issue work permits. The UK Home Office issues work permits. I know the Premier League have to approve if they want a club to register a player, but the work permit needs to be granted. The work permit hasn't been granted. Now David Ornstein's coming out and saying there was no work permit. Chelsea haven't applied for one. So lo and behold, many journalists might actually be wrong, or for once, David Ornstein might be wrong. We don't know. We'll wait and see what happens. But Santos is not going to be joining anytime soon, even though he is, the transfer is done. It looks like he's going on loan to Palmeiras up until possibly December or in the end of the season, and then we'll see what we do up until that point after the summer window. And the summer break ends and he's hopefully back here for the new season. We'll wait and see though. So more of all of that and the rumours of Osimhen and everything else on my Twitter that I do discuss over there. So make sure you guys are following me on those and Instagram too. Let's get cracking. Chelsea versus Southampton. Now, there is absolutely no excuse. I have to start with this because Chelsea have been on horrid form. And then the Dortmund game, okay, in terms of performance, better than the games prior to that, even though that shouldn't really be a benchmark, let's be honest. And this is why I was still a little bit gutted with losing to Dortmund, because we really should still be winning that game. And I don't want it to be a case of, but you can't win every game. Of course, we just should still be getting a result against that Dortmund team that, again, I said for myself, I wasn't entirely impressed by. They capitalised, but they weren't fantastic. And Chelsea on their day, at a level where Chelsea should be operating, should be able to go to Dortmund and pick up a result. Even if it's a draw, but pick up a result to take back to the bridge. We're going back to the bridge with a deficit, although it's not a large one. And I am relatively confident that we should still get to the quarterfinal. Anyway, because of that result, we now come to Southampton. And this is basically the lowest of the low. If we can't get a result against Southampton, we should just stop the season tomorrow, right? After we play Southampton, if we have not won this game, just stop the season. Let's just not play football up until August, yeah? Up until pre-season even. We stop everything now. Champions League, we'll knock ourselves out, yeah? We'll knock ourselves out. Dortmund, go to the next round, good luck, yeah? Premier League, look, we don't care. We'll forfeit all of the remaining games and we will hope to remain in the league. Because at this point, look, the circumstances that Chelsea have, it's getting better. If we're looking at it in terms of circumstances, what do I mean by that? Players coming back from injury. Some players have already come back from injury, have already had minutes, are already looking like they're getting back into the rhythm. Cool. There's no more suspension. All the new signings are now available and they're playing. What more do we want? We have everything at our disposal now except for N'Golo Kante. Basically, if we're looking at one guy that we're looking and going, I really wish you were here, Kante is the only one left. Everyone else available. Everyone else ready. Everyone else up for the game, right? No injuries, no nothing. Everything's all good. On the other hand, Southampton, no manager, no new appointment. They haven't actually hired anyone. They've still got their caretaker manager. Bottom of the league. Have been on horrid form. No confidence. And I think they're sitting 4 points away from actually getting out the relegation zone. So we have no excuse. There is zero excuse here. Absolutely zero excuse with these circumstances to not win tomorrow. I'm sorry. And we're at home. And we're at home to add another point. And we're at home. There's absolutely no reason. Players that weren't able to play in the Champions League are now available, so they've basically had a rest. I mean, that adds something else in our favour. So tomorrow I'm taking no prisoners. We better pick up 3 points tomorrow. I'm sorry. Anyone else higher up in the league, I'd be like, okay. Even especially top half of the table, I'd be like, okay, we gotta be cautious here. Realistically, we should still be cautious. We can't disrespect Southampton, but come on. There is 99 reasons why we should be winning tomorrow. Just is. And if we don't, then... As I said, we can't get lower. You can't get lower than Southampton, bottom of the league, 15 points, no manager, no confidence, no results, and we've got everything now back in our favour. So I'm hoping that we get a result. In terms of team news, Graham Potter did confirm that it's looking like Sterling is available for selection, although he might start from the bench. Chilwell and his injury isn't serious, hence why he got taken off in the Champions League game. We finally have a reason for that, fair enough. Spoke about Fofana being available because he didn't play the Champions League. We all know Badiashile is going to be available because he didn't play the Champions League. Nor did Aubameyang, and he did differentiate between Fofana and Aubameyang. And I have to say, about the press conference, I actually found that interesting for once, right? I was listening to Graham Potter and I was like, hey, something that I agree with. Completely agree with. What he said about VAR was spot on. Can I just say, it was absolutely spot on. The fact that he said, if it was down to me, right, I just wouldn't have it because I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I was like, oh, finally, we got something in common. How nice is that? All right, well, I agree completely. I agree. Although he did go on to say afterwards that we'll support and we'll support the league and support the process and, you know, make sure that VAR does work properly and all of that, which I'm not confident it will, because referees don't get punished. They don't get scrutinised. They don't get interviewed. They don't get put under pressure. They get away with it. Referee gets taken away from the job for a couple of weeks. People forget about everything and then they get put right back again. So, yeah, this is why I'm just leaning to just get rid of the whole flipping thing. But anyway, that was one thing I agreed with, which was nice. But we did confirm those players that are going to be available, and hence why now we don't have a selection headache. We don't have a selection headache at all. Everything seems like it's in motion in terms of team selection. And in terms of team selection, we're about to get into this because I'm about to show you my starting 11. You can finally see balance. In my opinion, you can see proper balance. And I remember last season we were screaming about lack of balance. We were screaming about how, it can't work. We got to change the formation. I don't know what 11 to pick because this player needs to move in order for that player to be accommodated. And then that player needs to come in and then that player needs to come out because that player's come in. Like all of that, it was a problem. And we still ended up getting third in the leagues. This is, anyway. Now you can see balance, right? So without further ado, let's get right into it. And this is what I would do tomorrow. So starting off in goal, it is obviously going to be Kepa in goal. No questions asked there because Mendy is still unavailable. We are going to the back four and it's going to be Reece James. I would say Ben Chilwell. Although Cucurella, it did come out that Cucurella, and we did hear the rumours about Cucurella having family issues. Now we know what the family issue was, and Graham Potter did confirm this in the press conference earlier today, that after joining Chelsea, his house did get burgled. So I don't know the damage. To be honest, no one knows what the damage was. How much was taken, what was taken, anyone harmed? I hope not. It's not nice. It does have an effect. I just hope that Cucurella is in the right state of mind and that he can move past and that it happened a little while ago now. So I'm hoping by this point, policies are in place, insurances are in place, everything is, as long as no one's hurt, Cucurella will be fine. Trust me. He gets paid enough and he's in a very good place. But I'm talking mentally, in terms of his family, in terms of people that were there. Was he there? We don't know. So hope if there was any danger physically that he's getting over it and he's gotten over it, and fingers crossed him and his family are okay. But Chilwell for me to be selected tomorrow. We'll see what happens there if Chilwell is 100% based on the knock he picked up against Dortmund. And in the centre-back positions, we are obviously going to go Thiago Silva and Badiashile, our two most consistent centre-backs. Koulibaly against Dortmund, not bad, I would say. Not bad, not tragic, which I guess is a step forward, but Badiashile is the guy to go to, let's be honest. Thiago Silva, no rest for him just yet. I know some people have been calling for him to be rested. No, we've got a week rest from tomorrow up until the next game next weekend. So more than enough time for Thiago Silva to recover. He plays tomorrow as far as I'm concerned. We can't be taking any risks. Now, in terms of the midfield, look, I'll give you two variations here, right? I'll go Enzo, for sure. Enzo to start. And I'll go Kovacic next to him. And we need to see for the first time what this looks like. And at minimum, right? If it's not Kovacic, Zakaria, please. Because Zakaria will give, I think, license for Enzo to advance a little bit more forward and to link up with Felix, which would be fantastic. And you know what? I might as well put Felix on the screen now just because it will give you guys an idea of what it will look like. You guys know anyway. But Enzo and Felix can become eights if Zakaria does shift over. And if Kovacic is there, well, I guess him and Enzo can rotate. Him and Enzo can both do defensive work. Him and Enzo can both do offensive work. So I would say that it would be a nice balance to have. And I think technically it would alleviate some of the pressure off of Enzo if Kovacic is on the pitch because he can advance forward too. So that would be the midfield for me. That's a no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer. And I said if Kovacic cannot play for whatever reason, he's on the bench, he's available for selection, then Zakaria, I think, will be the guy. If I see anyone else, apart from either Zakaria or Kovacic, I'm a flip. I'll flip. In terms of the front three, I think the front three picks itself. I think we give Mudryk an opportunity against the lowest team in the league to see what he can do. This will give us a good idea in terms of how he can actually hack the Premier League. Because for now, so far, he's not looked fantastic. I've given him reasons prior to the game against Dortmund. Against Dortmund, it did look a little blank. So maybe a little bit of adaptation. We'll give him some leeway. We'll cut him some slack. Mudryk would like to see tomorrow and see what he does against Southampton on the left-hand side. Madueke comes in on the right. No questions asked there. Very direct winger, very direct footballer that I'm hoping is going to have impact tomorrow. And up front, look, I'm sorry, Kai, it's over, mate. More than enough chances. I've had enough. I would give the opportunity to Fofana. But. People have this, I can see people have this thing where they're looking at Fofana and they're going, nah, he plays, he becomes Drogba, right? I guarantee people are expecting Fofana to get onto the pitch tomorrow and play like the Didier Drogba regen. Don't do that. It's not going to happen, please. Please. Fofana, I think, deserves an opportunity. We have to be realistic in terms of where Fofana's come from, what he's done so far. He's young. We spoke about this on All You Can Eat Chelsea. Matisse made a very good point. You have to be logical here. He's come from Norway, the Norwegian league. He's 19 or 20, that age. You can't expect him to walk into the Premier League and flip and turn into the Golden Boot winner. It's not going to happen. Now, I expect him, because Chelsea have signed him, he has to be of a certain calibre. We're not just signing any old baller here now. But I expect him to show a little bit of quality. The 15 minutes that we've seen him play already, you could see signs that he looks good. Fast, bit powerful, got good momentum to him, looks agile, got a good touch. All right, cool. But that's what we've seen. We've got 15 minutes of evidence, right? Do I think he deserves an opportunity? Yes. So I would play him tomorrow. But on the back of the fact that we're playing Southampton, bottom of the league, no manager, it's a mess, right? That's why I'm giving Fofana the opportunity. If we see that it's getting a bit too difficult for Fofana, I would like Graham Potter to bring Aubameyang on for him. Because we still need to see what Aubameyang can do. Hence, apparently, he's been very professional. He wants to fight for his place. He's doing everything that he can. And if he is, fair play to him. Absolute fair play, because it's not easy. You know, he's been shunned out the Champions League squad, if we're being logical here. So I would expect him to probably put on a strop. Apparently, he's not. So you know what? If we see a little bit of struggle from Fofana, cool. No problem. Take him off. put Aubameyang on, and let's see what Aubameyang can do when he's got Felix behind him, when he's got Mudryk, Madueke, completely new guys around him, Enzo in behind there, completely new guy. Let's see what Aubameyang can do with those players behind him rather than those ones that we've had, you know, whether it's Kai, Mason Mount, Gallagher, Jorginho. You know, it's changed. So I think Aubameyang deserves an opportunity as well to see what he can do around these guys. Thierry Henry was making a very, very good point on punditry over the Champions League midweek. Beautiful stuff as a striker, where he was saying a lot of people say that everyone needs to accustom to the striker. You're talking about Haaland, if you haven't seen it already. If you have, you know what I'm talking about. Talking about everyone's got to try and suit Haaland at Man City. And the same goes for other teams where everyone's got to try and suit the striker's game. And he's like, no, Arsene Wenger, when he was playing at, when Henry was playing at Arsenal, Arsene Wenger put it to him and said, you have to sometimes look at who you're playing with and see, is like the reference that he put for Arsenal was, is Dennis Bergkamp going to give you the ball the same way that Freddie Ljungberg's going to give you the ball? And it was a very good point. Thierry Henry said, it made me think, it's true. I know that with Dennis Bergkamp, I can make runs and he'll pick me out. But I know with Robert Pires, I need to come a little deeper and I got to combine with him, you know, with a 1-2 because that's the way to play with him. So in order to help him, it then helps me. So it's a two-way street. Aubameyang coming in with these sort of players now, who knows? Who knows? Maybe his experience kicks in. Maybe the link-up is better. Maybe they find him better. Maybe he finds them better. Got to try. Got to try. So Fofana, I think, deserves an opportunity. Let's see what he can do so we know what he's truly about. If it works, great. If it doesn't, bring on Aubameyang. And then we'll see what he does. So that would be my solution. But Kai Havertz, no. We've had more than enough. More than enough. So that, ladies and gentlemen, would be my starting 11. Let me know down below if you agree or disagree with that starting 11 and the points that I've made. Let's get to a score prediction. I am going to go surely. Recently, I've not really been optimistic with my score predictions. I am at a point here against Southampton where I'm sorry, I can't predict anything else but a win. Surely we get 3 points tomorrow. Surely. I'd be shocked if we don't win tomorrow. And it would be an insult if we don't win tomorrow. Let's just put that right. I am going with... surely Southampton don't even score. Let's be honest. You know what? I think it'll be narrow. I'm going to be a little bit wise and a little bit logical here. I think Chelsea win, but I think narrow. I'm going Chelsea 1, Southampton 0. 1 goal. Maybe Southampton try and make life a little hard. Maybe they defend a little too deep. Maybe for that reason we can't score, which seems to be our problem. But maybe they let us open for once because Southampton are not in great form. They're not very tight defensively. Maybe we find a way through. We score. And then we just keep it at that. And Southampton don't really provide much of a threat. Although, Walker Peters looking like he's going to be coming back. So we got to keep an eye on him because he is dangerous. Apart from that, though, honestly, Chelsea should win. So I'm going Chelsea 1, Southampton 0, 3 points on the board. And we move. Let me know your score prediction, your teams, whatever. Your thoughts for tomorrow down below in the comments. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you after it's all said and done. So much appreciated for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, people. See you then. Take care and peace.